Hey, welcome to Man Kitchen Recipes. Are you ready for the Super Bowl? You got your appetizers lined up? Here's an idea for you. Make some miniature meatball sandwiches and miniature hot dogs for your guests. They're super easy to make, and you can just buy store-bought stuff. All right? This is what I'm talking about right here. Miniature meatballs, miniature hot dogs. You know, hey, fresh made rolls. Let me show you how I made all these. And I guarantee if you make these for the Super Bowl, everybody's going to remember the appetizers. They may not remember the game, but they'll definitely remember these. I'll show you how this is done. Okay, so for the buns for these appetizers, I just got some of these frozen Texas-sized rolls, and I took them out, and they've been sitting out for, I don't know, an hour or so, a couple hours maybe. And I just wanted them out long enough to get them soft, because I don't want the full-size roll. What I actually want to do is cut these in half, like that. Just cut them all in half. So I'm going to spray the parchment paper with a little bit of oil. All right, so instead of leaving them, I guess you could leave them shaped like that. They look like little footballs. I'm going to roll them just a tiny bit, like that, maybe a little thinner. Okay, and then I'm going to set them on my oil sprayed parchment paper. Try to get them all maybe about the same size. You want to have some space in between them, because what we're going to do is let them rise. And you can, if you're turn the light on your oven, you can do it that way. My oven has a bread proofing level. Okay, I'm going to spray the top of my plastic wrap. And I'm going to cover them. And then I'm going to put them in the oven here on my bread proof. Set them in there and let them rise. Been going a little over an hour and 15 minutes or so. Look at those. All right, so we're going to take the plastic wrap off, but let me get my oven up to 350 degrees. The plastic wrap off of these. We're going to get these in the oven just like that at 350 for about 15-20 minutes. Okay, and to make these meatball sandwiches, you know, I looked for those little, you know, the little tiny meatballs in the freezer section. They didn't have them, but they have these little meatballs. They're probably about golf ball size. So I'm going to take them, I'm going to cut them in half and make them even smaller. Yeah, you can make your own meatballs, but this is for appetizers. You know, I mean, we're just having some guys over, and or gals, you know, we're having guys. And I'm just going to cut these in half. And then I'm going to roll them, because that's about the size of a meatball that I want. Okay. Now, if you're having a whole bunch of people over, you're going to want to make a bunch of these. I'm just making I'm going to do 12 meatballs. All right, so now I got some little smokies. These are just Kroger brand. You can get Hillshire Farms, whatever you want. And I'm going to make probably 6 little hot dogs too. All right, so I'm going to throw these in with these to heat them up with these meatballs. In case it takes 2 per work in each little roll. All right, so these are going to cook. We'll put the rolls in for 15-20 minutes, and these, and then after the rolls are done, we'll roll these over and keep them in there. All right? All right. Put those in the oven. Put our meatballs and little smokies in there. We'll set a timer. I'm going to check them in 15 minutes. There we go. I'll be back. All right, the bread is done. It took 23 minutes. So But look at that. How do those look? Pretty good, huh? All right, so now I'm going to take the meatballs out. I'm going to move them around a little bit. We're going to brown them up. I'm going to get these turned over. I'm going to get these flipped over and back in. See when these are done. All right, let's check on the meatballs. Looking pretty good. The little smokies are definitely done. First thing I got to do is cut these little rolls so we can get the meatballs in them. Okay. So what we're going to do is get a couple of meatballs in each one. I'm going to put a little marinara sauce on each one. And I didn't have any provolone, but I got a little Swiss cheese I'm going to stick on there. And I'm going to put these on the tray and get them back in the oven to melt the cheese. There we go. They're good. Our little meatball sandwiches. Just going to throw those in there for a minute to let the cheese melt. Cheese is melting over there. I'm going to cut these a couple open. I guess you could go down from the top if you want. Open them up a little bit. Get a couple of little smokies in each one. Little smokies are really done. So that's fine. So you got a couple like miniature hot dogs. I love just mustard on my hot dogs. You can put whatever you want. These rolls are big enough to where you could probably load them up pretty good. All I'm going to do is throw a little mustard in there. And you know, your guests can put whatever they want. Okay, so there we go. Got a couple little miniature hot dogs. Now remember, these are just little snacks for game days. These Super Bowl ideas, little miniature hot dogs for your guests, miniature meatball sandwiches. You could do all store-bought. If you want to, you can make your dough. You can make your meatballs. I don't think you'll make your mini hot dogs, but you might. You can take regular hot dogs and cut them down if you want. So here we go. Everybody's going to be happy. Let's try the meatballs now. Little meatball sandwiches. Mmm. I will admit, this is my favorite. The little hot dogs are good, but these little meatball sandwiches, oh, they're so good. What can I say, but make sure your Super Bowl party is one that everybody's going to want to come to. All right? Thanks for checking this out. Miniature meatball sandwiches and miniature hot dogs made with frozen dough, frozen meatballs, the little smokies. If you want to go all scratch made, go for it. But this is just for a football game. All right? Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.